Alright, first of all, I just basically want to tell you guys how this video came about. It's basically a testimony in the Lord. How to change unemployment to living in faith. Where to start? Well, first of all, let me just tell you something right now. This message is real. I've lived it. I am it. I've been laid off now for about 5 months, unemployed, living in faith. My bank account has grown astronomically. I have more money now than I ever have, but it's not about the money for me. It was about praising Jesus, praising Christ, and here's how it started. I was building prisons. I'm an electrician. I was building prisons and schools, and I was doing all right. Money was coming in, going out just as fast. And me and my wife decided to meet at the church and meet with a guy that was going to tell us how to create a budget. We got in there and we sat down, and the guy looked at us and said, how's your guys' tithe? And we kind of shrugged and said, yeah, we tithe. A little bit here, a little bit there. And he shut all the paperwork up and just told us his testimony on tithe. And he never even looked at our paperwork. So we never created a budget, but we got a whole, probably hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes sermon on tithe. Those of you who don't know what tithe is, it's 10% of what you make for the Lord. Give him the first 10%, not the last. Lord doesn't want your leftovers. So we went home that night and we prayed. We said, Lord, we're giving you our finances. And the very next day I go to work, and I was one of the head electricians at a very big company. I walked into my office trailer and they told me I was getting laid off. And a whole bunch of emotions went over me. I was shocked. I was stunned. I was relieved. And I was excited. And I had no idea why I was excited. I got in the car and I called my wife and I said, guess what, babe? I said, I just got laid off. So I guess we are giving full control to the Lord. And we prayed about it that night, what to do. And we just knew that, we had minimal funds at this point. And so, of course, I went and got unemployment. Unemployment was 1/8 of what I was making at the time. And we just started praying. And we tithed on every penny. And what I would do is I would start taking the money out as it came in. If I got a check for $300, I'd take $30 out. And I'd put it in my back pocket. And I'd pray on it all day, every day. And I added it up every time, and I gave the Lord a little bit more than what he deserved. Every time. Pretty soon, calls would come in. Dan, I need you to do this. Or, Dan, I need you to do that. And I would do those jobs, and I would not charge people more than I should. Matter of fact, I was cutting them deals left and right. I was doing it on purpose. I wanted the Lord to know that I had my faith in him. He filled my bank accounts up. He filled my savings account up. And to this day, today I'm taking the very last test that I need to get into Campbell Soup Company. Which I prayed that the Lord would open every door that needed to be opened and close every door that needed to be closed. And I went to several interviews. I'm trying to get the job, but there's no jobs out there. So I would turn to the Lord and say, Lord, what's coming up this week? And I knew if I just did a couple of jobs a week, we would be fine financially. And it was never a financial worry the whole time we've been laid off. People in the church came up to us and said, if you need anything, if you want us to pay your mortgage, whatever. That was never a worry. We just did what it says in the Bible. Give Caesar his and give God what belongs to God. And God only asked for 10%, and that's not a lot of money. Average paycheck in America right now is between $500 and $700 a week. That's $50 or $70. That's pennies to the dollar. To be honest with you, you take that off the top of your check, you don't even miss it. But the Lord rewards you with what you have tithed that week. And He fills your barns, smashed down and running over. I've lived it. I love it. And I'll continue to live it. So in about 20 minutes, I'm going to take the test. And it's not a pass or fail. But I'm believing that the Lord would give me the result on this test that I need to get Campbell's Soup Job. One of my buddies at church told me this: nothing grows on top of a mountain. Everything grows down in the valleys. So if you're a Christian and you're in the valley, you look to the Lord and you ask Him, what growth do I need to have right now? And He'll give you the growth that you need to get through whatever obstacles in your way. And when you're on the peak of that mountain, and when you're peaking Christian, you look for somebody in the valley and you encourage them. That's my take on unemployment, living in faith. And I hope this helped you. God bless you. Have a blessed day.